Okay, welcome everybody to another day of the Interstitial Cystitis Association Walk for an IC Cure. We are so excited to have Heather Florio, who is the CEO of Desert Harvest Aloe. Desert Harvest has been a friend of the ICA for a very, very long time and has supported the Interstitial Cystitis Association for literally years. So first of all, Heather, we just want to thank you so much on the behalf of the ICA for your sponsorship of this walk and for the years of support of the Interstitial Cystitis Association that your company has given. So welcome and thank you.
Thank you for having me, Nicole. I really appreciate it. I love getting to talk to this community. This is one of my most favorite things to do.
Yeah, so I want to start with, I feel like a lot of people don't really know how your company was founded. So if you want to give just like the little origin story of Desert Harvest, we would love to hear it.
Oh, no, definitely. So Desert Harvest started in 1993, 27 years ago. My aunt had interstitial cystitis. If you can imagine, the understanding and the care and the knowledge about IC was very non-existent, like completely. There was no options, no anything. And my aunt and my mother went to a natural products conference. They found some random aloe vera product, she took the entire bottle, but she slept through the entire night, which for an IC patient is unheard of.
Yeah.
So we went, wait a second, there's something here. What is it about aloe vera? And they had my parents and my aunt, they had this very dear friend who's a chemist, and they said, how could we concentrate this? How could we remove all of the negative components of aloe vera that are naturally in there? How could we make this safe for long-term use and concentrate it, all of the nutrients as much as possible? And so they developed the formula that we still use today in all of our products, in our aloe vera capsules, in all of our supplements, in all of our skincare products.
Wow, that's awesome. And, I think a lot of especially when you talk about the capsules, which is, I don't know if it's like your highest selling thing, but it's definitely the thing that my patients really enjoy and like a lot. But, one of the things can you talk a little bit about what is actually taken out of there and why that's important?
Yes, no, definitely. So our product starts from the field, from how we grow it. We specifically choose volcanic soil because it increases nutrient content. And so we grow all over the Caribbean region. So
Mm.
that high volcanic soil. And we move from different fields because we need so much aloe. Because our aloe is so concentrated, you can envision about 89 full-grown aloe leaves. That is how much makes one bottle of our 180 capsules
Oh,
of
wow.
aloe vera, for one bottle. And that is because we process the entire leaf. And the reason that we choose to do this, a lot of the times in products, you'll see things that say like inner leaf gel, different things like that. This is a cheap scrape method where they will go in and scrape out the gel. And the reason is because just below that is this tiny little thin yellow layer called anthraquinones that are naturally in aloe vera. They're caustic latex chemicals. They act as an irritant to the colon, and over time have been proven in scientific studies to be carcinogenic to the colon. They can cause liver damage, kidney damage. They're only meant for short-term use. So a lot of the times you will see things that say like digestive aid, different things like that. We utilize a patented process that filters out all of those anthraquinones. We also filter out all of the insoluble fiber. And then we also freeze dry instead of heat treat so that we can retain all of those high nutrient content, including even in harvest, we are focused on the nutrient content. So the minute you cut an aloe leaf off of the plant, all of the nutrients in an aloe leaf are dead within 6 hours. A lot of the times, if you've ever seen one in the grocery store or anything else like that, for sale, no nutrients whatsoever in that. So
Interesting.
we are within 20 minutes processing from harvest so that we are maximizing that nutrient content and retaining as much of it as we humanly possibly can, because aloe naturally has what's called malic acid in it that eats away at all of the nutrients the minute you begin to cut it all. So
That is so amazing. Yeah.
yeah.
So, and I think that that's a good point to make too, because I feel like a lot of people that maybe have constipation along with, bladder issues, they think that, oh, well, I'll just take this other aloe off the shelf. But then the point is that all aloe is not created equal. And
Yes.
that's where I feel like your products really, are higher in standards for specifically for IC patients. So I really, always recommend them to my patients as well. So that's, really great. I want to also talk about, so you guys have some other really cool products. So can you talk a little bit about, some of the lubricants and the skin?
Oh yes,
Yeah,
definitely. So we have a variety of different skincare products, but some of our most favorite for our customers is the Relievium. Is a patented blend of plant botanicals, and each one of them was chosen. It was actually developed by our chemist for her daughter who had lymphoma. So when we originally created it, it was for radiation burns for cancer patients and
got it.
treatments. And so we went in and said, how could we? She went in and picked every plant based on its analgesic, its anti-inflammatory effect, and looked at it, and then added our concentrated aloe vera in it. And in every one of our skincare products, we use a natural preservative blend. So essentially, Relievium is 96% natural, 4% lidocaine for that pain effect. And because aloe acts as a carrier, it makes the lidocaine more systemic and long lasting. So typically, a lidocaine gel may last like 1 to 2 hours. Relievium, on average, in our case studies, has lasted about 4 to 6 hours on average without need to reapply, but you can reapply every 3 hours. But we remind everybody a little bit goes a long way. So, like for when we talk about like breast cancer patients, they use a pea size and it covers the entire chest. So you don't have to use much of it to get the effect. You don't have to lather it on, just put on a nice thin layer. And then on top of that, we also have our Glide, which is 100% natural, sexual lubricant and vaginal moisturizer. So FDA approved, isoosmolar, is going to help mimic your body's own natural lubrication. But the great thing about our aloe vera is that, again, it goes down through all those layers of the tissue and pushes moisture up. If you've ever thought about, when you put on aloe on a sunburn and it kind of, is having that anti-inflammatory and analgesic effect, it's also bringing that moisture up to kind of help with the tissue health. And so vaginally, it's doing that exact same thing. So we sell these applicators so that you can put it up in vaginally, as well as we have a thicker, our aloe vera gelée, which you'd think of normally for a sunburn. But this is 100% natural. Our Glide is, our gelée is, and can be used down there topically, vaginally. The gelée is very soothing. We have women that will actually put it in the refrigerator so that they can get that cool. They'll take it with them every time they void. They will put it on, because
Yeah.
these two products you can use as much as you want. And so we have women that'll take and just put it on every time after they void for kind of that soothing anti-inflammatory effect. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the other cool thing that, anecdotally my patients love about the Glide is that, I think a water-based lubricant is sometimes like gets like dried up really quickly, right? And then a silicone-based lubricant is almost too slippery, too slidey sometimes. And so the aloe-based lubricant is really a great sort of happy medium in between those two sort of viscosities, and it can be really soothing as well. So that's awesome. So I feel like that's one of the things too, that like you guys aren't just an aloe capsule company either. Like every product that you've done has been, with the IC patient in mind. So, and then go ahead and talk a little bit about, like the other vitamin products and stuff like that, because those are also really helpful for people with interstitial cystitis.
Yeah, so every one of our supplements is IC friendly. So they have all been created with the IC patient and the sensitive bladder in mind. And so we have your buffered vitamin C, so you can get your vitamin C intake. We have an IC friendly low acid multivitamin. But then we have things like our calciums, which are good if you're going to, food wise, to help acidity in foods. And we have two different varieties on purpose because a lot of our people that come to us seem to find the calcium and the vitamin D is actually more of a favorite than your calcium glycerol phosphate. But both of them have been proven in studies to help reduce the acidity of foods. To take in a couple right before foods is helpful. However, everybody needs to remember that you need equal parts magnesium to equal parts calcium to prevent constipation. And so we also have a magnesium oxide that if you're on opioids or anything else like that, that is constipation, it's going to cause constipation. Magnesium oxide is not a laxative. It just redirects water to the bowels to help keep the bowels healthy and natural and flowing. And you can kind of adjust that dosage based on how firm or how loose your stools are. And so we always highly recommend that. And then we also have our probiotic that was chosen because it was the only one proven in medical studies to not inflame autoimmune conditions. It's called Bacterium infantis, and it's the only one that has actually been proven, whereas other probiotics can tend to inflame autoimmune conditions. And as we know, a lot of IC patients have other companion autoimmune disorders. And so we wanted to make something that was going to be, sensitive, good for those sensitive stomachs and bladders.
Yeah.
And we do have our new product. We do have I could talk forever, but I'll also mention the CBD, which is
we want to talk about that.
Yes. So just to kind of give a little education background on CBD, there are 3 types of CBD that exist out there. There's full spectrum, broad spectrum, and CBD isolate. And so what full spectrum is going to be all of your endocannabinoids, not just CBD, but CBD, SCBA, everything in there, as well as THC. Broad spectrum is all of the endocannabinoids and no THC.
Okay.
And CBD isolate is just pure CBD, not any of the other endocannabinoids, no THC, just pure isolate. And that is what our CBD is. 2 years of trials before we decided to specifically go with this. And we did a study at the University of Colorado that showed that it was 25% more absorbent, bioavailable than other CBD products out in the market because of our patented aloe vera acting as a carrier for nutrients.
Got it. So the aloe actually helps the CBD get into the tissue.
Into the system, yes.
Okay.
Because CBD in and of itself is inert, which means it's not going to carry systemically through your body. That's why so many people, when you think of marijuana, they're things they inhale it, or they use edibles that have had something put in it that acts as a carrier to make it systemic and working in your body.
Got it.
And so this goes into the same thing with CBD. It's not going to travel through your body without a carrier of some sort. And so this is where we added our aloe, and that is why actually our aloe is in every single one of our supplements for that very reason, because it's been proven to act as a carrier for nutrients. But we did find, like I said, at the University of Colorado, there's 25% more absorbent or bioavailable than other products on the market. And we are actually, I'm really excited, we started a study this week in Canada, where at a university in Quebec, where we are actually studying the pain receptors in the body. They have actually been able to isolate receptors for different types of pain through their research. And so I was able to actually connect with the doctors there that I said, hey, I'd love for you to take your research on your pain receptors and find out what the CBD does to them. And so they're going to be studying in lifetime, they're going to be studying arthritis pain. They're going to be studying neuropathic pain. They're going to be studying chemotherapy pain. They're going to be studying surgical pain. And then fifth and best, of course, for and everybody here is the IC bladder pain. They've actually isolated the pain receptors, and they're going to be able to actually watch the flurry of pain activity, and then what happens when the CBD is applied to it, so that we have some statistical research to say that this is what it can and cannot do.
Yeah, that is so amazing. And I want to point out too that a lot of supplement companies are not dedicated to the extent that Desert Harvest is to actually, because it's not required that you guys do that, right?
No,
That's
it's
something
not.
that, yeah, so that's something that Desert Harvest has chosen to really focus on and make sure that what they're saying is true and all of the things. So I really commend you guys for that, because that's not something that you see pretty much anywhere, actually. So it just shows the dedication to the interstitial cystitis community. And we're really just excited for all of the new things that you guys are doing and all of the support that you're showing for people with interstitial cystitis.
Well, we've been supporting the ICA for 27
Yeah,
years.
so long.
We'll keep on doing it because they're such a great organization.
It's awesome. Well, thank you so much. Now, Heather, how can people get in contact with you guys? What's your guys' website? All of the how do we get the products?
Jordan. So they can definitely visit us at desertharvest.com to check out any of our products on our website and to purchase. But if you do want to talk to someone, we have amazing customer service representatives. They're very knowledgeable. They will talk with you. They will guide you. And that I always highly recommend talking to our people because
Cool.
they're
So if you don't know if something's like right for you or whatever, then they can like sort of
yes, we
guide
don't
into
want
like,
people taking stuff they don't need. We don't want them wasting their money. We're not here to profit off of you continuously. What we want is we want stuff that's going to benefit you and help you. And so definitely give us a call if you'd like at 800-222-3901 because like I said, we have great people that would love to talk.
awesome. Well, Heather, thanks so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate, like I said, all of Desert Harvest support of the Interstitial Cystitis Association. And for all of you guys watching, make sure to check out Desert Harvest products. All right.
Thanks.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. Have a great day,
You
Nicole.
too.